There we go. Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast, episode 418. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gast, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Feinsod.
Doing it live.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Hello. Sounds really, really hard.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners. Welcome, viewers. We are trying a new platform here, so you're going to hopefully like this. We're doing a Hangouts recording here instead of Skype because we've had so many problems with Skype recently.
Skype.
Yeah, it's a resource hog. So
terrible quality, etc.
Yeah,
Microsoft shills, etc.
Yeah, so we're hoping that this will actually work. So here's hoping to see this. All right.
Well, audio should be okay, right? That's what counts.
Let's get into the box office.
All right, let's go to the box office here. All right, so number one, Halloween. Dominating the box office at $76.3 million to open up.
Boom. On a $10 million budget. Fantastic.
$10 million budget, yeah.
Profit margin right there.
Yeah. They have, we were talking about this, Mike, where, I know you were.
Wait, did you say 66? Because I'm showing 77.5.
No, I said 76.3.
Oh, maybe it was a little higher. Sorry, I thought you said 66. Sorry.
Oh, no, 76.3 I have at number one. And we were talking about this is horror movies are back with a vengeance. I don't
think I ever went away.
From the dead.
They definitely did in the early 2000s and from the mid-late 90s to early 2000s.
They definitely changed.
They were a joke then.
Yeah.
We would have been impressed if any of these movies came out to 30 million openings, even 5 years ago, I would say. But there's been a slew of big ones recently that have broken that and have now these are big time blockbusters now.
Definitely the profit margin wise, they're the easiest to make money on the least amount of money.
Yeah. That's what I mean. The profit margins are huge in these things. They're doing really well, and we're gonna get more and more. We are gonna get more and more. I think reboots possibly. I think that's the biggest thing we can talk about.
More reboots? No way.
Well, that's the thing. We're talking about a lot of horror movies that never really went away, Tony. And I agree with you on this. We talked about this on Discord. Mm-hmm. That's not the thing. The thing that I do agree with Mike is I think really what you're trying to make the point of is these are, it was the big movie, Halloween. These are all
they're setting records for the months they're in now.
And these are rebooted. That's
not happened in a while.
These are rebooted cult classics.
Okay, I could see that. Yes. Okay, I could see that. Yeah. But they're always coming out with horror movies, not
they are always coming out. They're just not as big as they've been lately.
Okay, then yes, I would agree with that statement.
Okay.
And the thing with horror movies, it's easy money.
Right.
You're saying $10 million, you're even if you made 50, you're okay, plus merchandising or whatever, and DVD sales, things like that.
Right.
So you're always making money on horror, so it's just easy to throw out a horror movie, even if it's shit. They'll just throw stuff out.
Right. Exactly. You just look at the 2000, I would agree with. I think Corey, you had mentioned they changed a bit. The Saw movies came out. It was kind of torture porn stuff. I remember, wasn't Paris Hilton in one? I forget what it was, House of Wax or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So you had the torture porn stuff, and then it morphed into the early 2010s. I would say Paranormal Activity. That was the big thing.
Yeah.
The home video style.
The home video style came back and stuff like that. So it morphs. But I would agree that the horror movies in the past year or two are definitely hitting a lot higher. Yes, absolutely.
And the quality of them have been better, I'd say. Since James Wan's come on the scene with his Conjuring stuff and that whole universe that they've created there, it's been really good. And so I think they used to kind of be almost. Yeah, like you're saying, torture porn, jokey, almost there's a comedy to it, over the top. Yeah, it can't be, but not in the good Army of Darkness way either. It was just
this has been
So right. And this, even Halloween was a part of that too with H2O. It's
that's true.
They came out with that one.
So come on, we got Jason versus Freddy in 2006, 7, something.
A long time ago. Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah,
and we got Jason Goes to Space. That was definitely campy, right? Or was it Jason X or whatever the hell it was called?
So how long is it till we see the Leprechaun come back?
Oh God.
I don't know about that. It might be deemed culturally insensitive now.
Hmm.
Yeah, it might be.
Maybe. All right. So that's number 1 this week. A Star is Born at number 2 at 19.1 million. Venom at number 3. Goosebumps 2 at still hanging there. Goosebumps 2 at 4 and First Man at 5. So that's your box office this week. Opening up is nothing good. So that's not a movie. That's just what's opening.
Yeah, Venom's at approaching $500 million worldwide.
Yeah, it's amazing how good that's done. Sony's other universe is going to be very popular. It looks like.
I wouldn't bet on Sony's universe just based on one movie.
Yeah.
Well, they did say that they're going to the next movie is Morbius with Jared Leto.
You see, like that or Venom. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're going to get, I don't know. This is my prediction, but I think they're just going to get overconfident. Like, oh, look, Venom did well. So, Venom 2, Carnage, Morbius, all this other shit. It's like, bro, like Venom was like synonymous with Spider-Man back in the 90s. So there's a lot of nostalgia for him, especially because kids around that day are now, that's like a cool character. And it's like, you can't really do that. I mean, maybe to a lesser extent Carnage, but I don't know. You keep it PG-13. I don't understand how you could do a Carnage movie and keep it PG-13. Venom, I can see.
Yeah.
Carnage, no, I don't understand that.
But I don't get it either. So, all right. So yeah, that's your box office this week. Like I said, nothing big opening. Halloween's going to be taking the box office again. It is Halloween. Sure. It is Halloween, like we've said. We're going to do split this in 2 podcasts here. We're going to do our, just so you all give you a preview of what's happening in the next 2 episodes here. If you don't listen to the Gamecast, you want to listen to that now. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about our top Halloween candy for each of us. And our worst Halloween candy for each of us. It'll be interesting to see what shows up on whose lists and where. So we're going to get into that at the end of each episode. This will be the worst. We'll go through the worst list here, our top 5 worst. I'll have to compile the list so we can get a consensus list, top 5 worst. So we'll do that. But first, we got some news to talk about. And I need to, well, let's get into what I've been up to actually first. I got to kick us off here and talk about, I've been like catching up on a lot of like movies and shows. I don't know, I've been playing a lot of games, so I've been ignoring like the shows that came out. And so I started to, watch like, I just watched House on Haunted Hill, the first episode, just because of the time.
Season.
Well, everybody's raving about this show, and I'm like, okay, let me take a look at this. So I watched the first episode. I don't see what separates this from like American Horror Story. Has anybody seen that one?
That's probably the point of it.
Oh, okay. Like I don't see why everybody's raving about
Story.
this.
Some of them are really good, but some seasons are kind of shitty
but like
as they are. But
I don't. The thing is, I don't see why everybody's raving about like why it's getting raved about. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm not saying like. I don't see I only watched 1 episode, so we'll see. But it's creepy, yeah. But it's got like a very Grudge / Sixth Sense vibe. So that's the vibe I get from this. But yeah, and I really get a Sixth Sense vibe, massive Sixth Sense vibe. But a little bit of the
person I was playing Destiny with was really raving about it as well.
That's what I mean. Like I've heard all good things, so I had to check that out. But the thing I really checked out that was like exciting and good and very good. In light of the news this week, it's kind of sad, but because I don't know what's happening to it. But Daredevil, season 3. I've watched the first 3 episodes of that, and I very much like that show. It's very strong. I mean, Tony, you said you watched that too, right? I mean,
yep, I just finished it before we started the podcast.
Oh, so yeah, wow. You finished the whole season?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Maybe you should. I'll go back to me. But so, what do you think of the season? No spoilers, obviously.
Yeah. I would say it's right up there. I don't want to set expectations high. I wouldn't say it's equal to season 1, but it's right below it.
I'm getting like a real good season 1 vibe from just 3 episodes.
Yeah,
like I'm just like, this is awesome. It feels great.
I would say my fafavorite part of season 2 obviously was the Daredevil or the stuff that was Punisher related, and then after the Punisher kind of like stepped out of the limelight. The season's like, all right. But, like, Daredevil season 3 is just consistent across the board. Okay. Amazing what they did with, all the characters. Again, it's not just Daredevil himself, but all his side characters, the villain, villains and, returning characters, stuff like that. And just, it's crazy how these, the story writers and everything, like, think of these ways to introduce stuff and then still come back to, you know, like threads that were still open from the first 2 seasons. You're like, oh shit, like, wow, okay, like this is coming back now and it means something. So it's definitely rewarding. And amidst all the news, I really hope that we get at least one more season of Daredevil. Because
I mean,
it absolutely deserves to.
I just want to mention that right now with the news, because we're mentioning it and it kind of ties in, is obviously we've had some changes in shows. We talked about Iron Fist being canceled last week on the podcast, and now Luke Cage has been canceled. And it kind of goes with this, because I really like these 3 episodes. I've always liked Daredevil. Like Jessica Jones is a great show
he's
too.
the strongest character out of these. I think he's
Sure.
the easiest to tell stories with, and he's definitely the most interesting. The other ones are just like they don't really have flaws so much. You know, they're like Daredevil's got like depth to him.
Yeah,
so.
well, yeah. I mean, he's like that. Yeah, down to earth hero kind of thing. Like you can kind of relate to some of the things, and he doesn't have superpowers. Well, he has superpowers, but he's not like unstoppable, I guess is the best way to say it. He's more
right. It's not like he uses superpowers like Luke Cage or Jessica Jones to just like walk through things.
Yes. Yeah, he can't do that.
He's more of the smart using his abilities, because they're not just heightened abilities really. It's not like he's super strong or anything.
Are we worried about the future seasons with this, or what are you guys thinking with this news from Netflix? I mean, it's
like I said, I think with Daredevil, I think we'll get one more season. So they're finishing season 3 of Jessica Jones right now. I don't know if we'll get another season of that, but I think we will see one more season of Daredevil, because again, this season was consistently strong. Everything I've seen online about it, people are raving about it, reviews, everything like that. And like I said, there's still places for those characters to go, in terms of, you know, what happens next and everything like that. And
I think you can, like, not necessarily do a Defenders, but I think you can bring characters into the show.
Right, absolutely.
Like here and there. Like,
right,
obviously, you don't want to do Defenders, but I think you can do something where they show up here and there. Like, they exist in this universe and stuff.
Right.
Like, let's not ignore them.
Right, exactly. And, you know, the thing is, like, you know, the other characters, they're great to good to, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But are they enough to lead a show?
No, I mean,
at least 2 of them were.
Mike, you liked Iron Fist season 2, right?
Yeah, and especially how it ended, which is why this whole thing is kind of annoying to me.
This is the problem with shows. Like, this is why I hate getting attached to a show, because you get something and you don't get a finale. You don't get like that last episode, and you're like, and then you don't want to watch it because you're like, what if I don't get a finale? Yeah, go on.
No, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
I mean, my feeling is that, like, perhaps the uneven reception of these 2 shows is sort of used as an excuse, I think, to get them off the air. I really think that by the time Disney streaming starts, they'll all be pretty much wrapped up, no matter how they're received or not.
You think they're just pulling them just to get them not back in-house, but just to have one spot for Marvel?
I think there might be some contractual overlap if there's like a lot of money being made with 1 or 2 of them, but other than that, I think that's really, they don't want to compete with themselves. And also, there's a chance that these shows could, even though it's a totally different production house and everything, they might resurrect them in some form on their own service. A PG-13 more type of form, but still.
Yeah, Disney won't have R, they said.
They might bring them over. So I don't see I don't see more than 1 season from any of these 2 shows anyway in the future.
Right,
so.
But I mean, they have this stuff has been going on since 2013. It's been 5 years, so I mean,
yeah.
But I mean, what I read was that it was the way the contract was, as long as Netflix wanted to renew, like it was indefinite. It was just kind of
really.
Like,
so this is kind of their call too, then.
Right now, the interesting part that I read online is that when they announced the Iron Fist show was ending, I think they said something about like Danny Rand will return, you know, whatever. But they didn't say the same about Luke Cage. So it could be just because, you know, it's different people handling the Twitter and stuff like that. But it's kind of interesting. And the lead actor for Luke Cage kind of came under fire for some social media stuff with Ariana Grande getting groped at that funeral by that.
Oh, really? I did not hear that. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember that, but he got under fire for that. So it could just be one of those things where it's like, you know, after the whole Kevin Spacey thing, they're just like, you know what?
Yeah. That was a while ago, though, that he got in trouble for that.
It was this year.
I know, but it was like quite a few months ago.
Yeah, but it's still earlier than what a lot of people are getting in trouble for.
But I mean, like, it wasn't like they like. I don't know. The season was out then.
Wait, hold up. So no, yeah, I get okay. It happened earlier, yeah, but it happened before the season, yes, but it doesn't matter. Like they're not going to cancel that season that's already been filmed. That's the idea. So like I understand what Tony's saying, where this is maybe that fallout from that finally, where they're like, you know what, this property Marvel wants back, and he already is kind of got some tainted image, yeah, and so let's just cut the ties and let it go. And Iron Fist obviously had a very shaky audience as it was. So
we don't know the audience because Netflix doesn't report it, but
all I know is they renewed Disenchanted, and I can't imagine that had a great audience this season. So it's like, yeah, I mean, what can those numbers possibly be then? I don't know.
Right, but the thing is, for that, it might be way cheaper to produce than a
sure.
13-episode run of
a live action show.
All right,
it's expensive.
Yeah. Anyways, back to what I've been up to. I've also watched Kong. Skull Island finally. I don't know. I kind of like, yeah, it's Halloween, but it was like, it's a monster movie. I was like, let me give this a try. So I watched that, and it was good. Actually, it was very good. Actually, I enjoyed it.
I wouldn't say very good.
I was good. It was good. I won't go very good. I'll go good.
Like 7.
Yeah. I give it a 6.5, 7.
Okay.
Somewhere in there.
I think it's interesting that they're building. Like, I like how large he was, and I think it's interesting that he's going to be in a Godzilla movie.
I think it's nice the
universe.
Yes, they're building a monster universe, and it kind of coincides with Godzilla quite well. So it's like I like that.
You got to see Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, yeah, and
isn't Loki in it? Or no?
Yes, Loki's the main character.
In it as well.
Loki's like one of the main characters. Brie Larson and
her, and I mean him and Captain Marvel.
Yep, Brie Larson and Tom Hiddleston, right? Yeah. So we have I mean, I like the actors. John Goodman was great in it. He's usually good in it.
So it's better than what's his name?
Peter Jackson.
Yeah, Peter Jackson's.
Oh yeah. This was better. I'd say this was better than Godzilla.
Wow. Okay. I mean,
I would. Which Godzilla are you talking about?
The new one.
The one with Bryan Cranston.
The one that I thought was kind of boring. The one I thought was kind of boring.
The one that the movie, like, this is that universe.
Yes, this universe's movie. Yes, I thought was boring, and I thought this was better. So, anyways,
with that.
Yeah. All right. Good. Tony, what have you been up to?
Other than that, just Daredevil. I mean,
Daredevil.
That's a lot of episodes.
It is a lot.
No, I knew it because like it was one of those things where I was like, you know what?
I can do this.
I was like doing laundry and just like some other stuff. So I was like, oh, you know what? I'll just put an episode on, and because I've been kind of down because I've missed Punisher, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist. So I was like, is the magic gone? I don't know.
Yeah.
And then after episode 1, I'm like, all right, I'll play the next one. And after the second one, I was like, all right, I watched the third one, and I was like, shit.
Here comes the binge. Here comes the binge.
Here comes the binge.
All right, Mike, what have you been watching?
Well, I was on a trip, so I didn't really have time to watch much of anything. But I did read. I read White Knight,
nice.
Like Corey recommended, and I liked it a lot. It was a very good character study of Batman and Joker. I do think early on to like set up their premise, that is an interesting premise. They sort of, take some dramatic license here and there in some spots where I'm like, that's kind of like. Oh, the Joker. Yeah, I mean, like, this is not really a spoiler, but it's a minor detail. Early on, it's like, oh, they've never been able to prove that Joker's killed anyone. It's like, really, Joker? No.
Yeah, I read the premise of that online. I was like, okay.
But other than that, I liked where it went more than how it started. And it's a good. It's funny about these standalone stories because you think about what does get carried over, and like these are designed not to have anything carried over for them. But so was Killing Joke, and that has one of the more consistently accepted parts of canon.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see. I'm curious to see if any.
There's a sequel coming out, Mike. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't. But so it's and also this was the debut of the Black Label line. This one too.
No, the debut was The Damned, but the sequel's coming out on it, and all the reprints.
This one said it though. It was Black Label, I thought.
Yeah, it's on Black Label now, but when it was coming out, there wasn't.
Which also confused me a little bit because they'll say asshole and shit and write it out, and then sometimes they won't. and they'll have the little like asterisks and number sign stuff. I'm like, what? But whatever. The whole like self-censorship in DC Comics is very confusing to me right now. But
yeah,
overall, it was a good read. I'm glad Corey recommended it to me.
All right. What else? Is it? All right. You've been on vacation, so Corey, what have you been watching?
I watched some of Daredevil as well.
Nice.
And
how far in?
I have to agree. I only watched the first and part of the second episode. I didn't get the time wise, but I have to say that it does. I think that they did a great job. You mentioned the sound stuff with the first episode. That was really cool.
Yeah, I did.
And that was on Discord, I think.
Yeah, so I watched that episode on. Well, they all do it in the beginning, but I watched the first episode at work, so I had my headphones in, and like it like makes your ear like it was like really cool. Yeah. It was a really cool effect, and I don't want to spoil it. If you haven't seen it though, if you're watching this and you haven't seen it, go back and watch the first episode with headphones on for those listening and viewing. It's really a cool effect. It's really cool what they did. Yeah, it really is.
They did a good job as well of like bringing the character back in an interesting way because. You can't. I mean, when you keep going on in the season, it's like, what do you do? Like, what's going to be the next thing this character's got to tackle? And I like where it goes in here. So it seems very interesting, and I do like the villain. I haven't seen really yet so much, but I really like Bullseye as a villain. I think he can be done really well.
Sure.
And
so I'm sorry, I want to interrupt that real quick just to add on to that. I had always considered Bullseye like the stupid joke of a villain, like whatever. He's kind of dumb, but like this show straight up makes him terrifying. I'm just like, oh, like
Well, the potential is always there.
Like, right. It's just
the stuff that like Colin Farrell does in
that's
Ben Affleck Daredevil movie. It's like, whoa, like if this guy can really do these things, it's like that's pretty scary. And I thought that was always really cool. It's like he just hit anything. It's like that's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's like it's a really cool and has potential. Like Cap Shield seems like a dumb thing, but then like Winter Soldier makes it like this amazing, like cool, like whoa, Cap Shield's awesome.
Yeah.
So, like if they can do that with this villain, that would be amazing. So, so I'm excited for that, and that's pretty much it. I started to watch Mission Impossible, but I was watching with my wife and she fell asleep, so I didn't want to.
The newest one?
Quality movie then?
Yeah.
Is it out right now?
Yeah, it's out.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
But yeah, so like,
you know what I want to check out is I did just see that Teen Titans, that movie is out. I really want to see that. Like I missed that in the theaters. It is out. Yeah. So I did see that, but
I got spoiled by a great short, and it like
it went
from like it went from like I'm gonna watch it at some point to like I really need to watch this. It's hilarious. I don't want to say anything more. It's hilarious, but I think you'll get it when you get to it.
All right. Okay. Cool. Yeah, we'll get into that. All right, let's get into the news. I'm kind of flipping through here. Let me get this loaded. Sorry. Talking about horror movies, keeping with the theme of the week. I'll go back to me on here. Sorry. We have LeBron James is reportedly producing Friday the 13th reboot.
His Friday the 13th is the NBA Finals.
I guess, but like, I guess, but I don't know why
this is why he moved to LA to play for the Lakers, who really aren't a very good team. He's probably not going to have a chance to win a championship, but he wants to get
in the center of it all.
Yeah, he wants to get involved with movie making, producing, and stuff like that. So this is a big reason why. So we're seeing it already.
I mean, he's already produced a shit ton of movies. His company.
He's been involved with some things. He's got another Space Jam coming with him in it, and I don't know what he did in that thing.
Doesn't he do the I say movies, more like documentaries, but like doesn't he do The Wall? Isn't that his show as well with Chris Hardwick?
Yeah, I think he does do that actually.
I remember he always shows up.
Yeah, he did.
So
he did produce that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just so shocked to see him attached to this kind of thing, but he's kind of headlining this. That's why he wants to really bring this back.
He should play Jason. He's a big guy. It'll be cool.
Yeah. Well, it'd be interesting. He's gonna show up in it. So at some point,
maybe.
All right. I don't know. We'll see. We have a big delay for Wonder Woman 2. as it's been dubbed, 1984.
We didn't even talk about the Flash one. I'm sorry. I don't think we talked about the Flash one.
Oh, we didn't. We didn't.
Because no one cares about the Flash.
The Flash got pushed. Wonder Woman 2 got pushed. Wonder Woman 2's though, like, that's a big delay. It's over
7 months.
Yeah.
You know what? I
and I don't know, like, they're playing it off as like, because the news came out that the $6 billion man is like getting just taken off schedule, whatever, and then they move this into that spot to take its spot, and so I think they're trying to like make it out to be like, oh well, $6 billion man is no longer on our schedule, $1 billion man, and we found out like we did really well in this month last year, so let's just move this into the same month.
Yeah,
they're trying to spin it that way. I don't know if that's the case, but I don't know. I don't see it being a bad thing for the movie, honestly.
My theory is this, and I hate to say it, because right now they're in this awkward spot where they've got, again, Aquaman coming out and Shazam, which will both have direct references to 2 actors that may not be with them anymore as these characters. I feel like they probably are scrubbing like any references to like, you know, Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill's like characters in this Wonder Woman, and then that could be why it's delayed.
Yeah, maybe.
It'd be weird.
I like that theory.
That'd be so weird.
Yeah.
I like it. It's interesting.
It wasn't their decision before they produced these last 2 movies that are coming out now, but now they're like, uh-oh.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. I put this.
The Flash delayed. What was the Flash delay?
Oh, the Flash delay. Well, how long was that delayed? I didn't get the date on that. Sorry. I didn't have it on the list.
Let me look.
Is it
forever?
I think it's indefinite, isn't it? Like, I don't know if they have any real plans for that.
Aiming for 2021 release.
Yeah. See, indefinitely.
Again,
might as well just say definitely.
But again, Mike, this goes back to Flashpoint being the story and them maybe wanting to.
Flashpoint is never happening.
This has to do with Fantastic Beasts and stuff. Because like that guy,
I just look at it like this could possibly be to replace certain actors that won't be around in 2021.
Well, why would they even?
Why would
push
bother
that back? Then? Yeah. Why would they?
They're already gone.
I mean, if you wanted to do that with a Flashpoint story, you would rush that story and do.
No, you don't do it with Flashpoint. You have new actors in that story. Again, all of this is delaying to replace certain people.
I don't know if that's necessarily, in my opinion. I don't think the delay for Flash movies because of that. Because I think those actors are already toast. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. They could have done this next year or the year after.
If you think
3 years from now,
right? I mean, but the thing is, even if you think about it from like the best case perspective, that they only replacing are some, Batman and Superman and stuff like that. By the time that the next movie, even after Flash comes out, we're talking about 2022 now. I mean, Gal Gadot will have been Wonder Woman for what, 5 years at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a long time for a character that to make 3 appearances. In 3 different movies.
That's kind of what Henry Cavill did.
Right. Well, that's exactly fueling my point, because then in 5 years, we're just going to be at the same point where it's like, hey, do we still want to keep an aging Wonder Woman? Not that I care, but like, they want, 8, 9, 10 years if they want to do the, cinematic universe stuff. Like, it's going to be weird. It's going to be awkward at best.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah. All right. We'll see. Let's see. And then the last thing I put on here for wrestling fans that I have been watching wrestling recently. And this is sad news. Mm-hmm. I was watching Raw last night, and they started off with Roman Reigns coming out. Now, I'm not a big Roman Reigns fan. I thought his character.
Anybody is.
Yeah, I know, but
in the wrestling world,
when a guy comes out and like says his real name, first of all, he's like, "My name's Joe." And I'm like, this can't be good. And then he says, and I have to take a break. He's been diagnosed with leukemia again. He's been battling leukemia, and I guess came back. So he is taking a leave of absence in WWE. And for those watching, I just want to mention it on here. I mean, it's sad news. It really is. When you have, no matter how you feel about the guy, his character.
CNN reported on this. It's not like
CNN, ESPN. No matter, obviously, he's playing a character. These guys are actors, and it's a sad thing to see when somebody can't physically do what they want to do for a living. Like, they just can't do it. And like, you could see it in his eyes. I mean, he was like choking back tears, and so were all of his friends there. It was quite a powerful announcement yesterday. And I just wanted to mention it on here. So it kind of messes with their
good luck.
Yeah. Good luck to them. It kind of messes with their whole schedule, obviously, but they kind of deal with injuries in Raw. I mean, this is completely different. I mean, he may not be gone long, at least, because you can battle leukemia, and hopefully he does well and he gets through it quick, and he wants to come back right away, and I wish him well. So All right, sorry, didn't mean to end on. Well, let's go to the worst candies. So I just terrible sequence of ordering of events that we just went through with movies. I'm sorry. Now we have the top 5 worst candies to talk about for Halloween. Now you may like these candies, and I'm sorry if you do. But this is going to be.
I'm not sorry for any of the ones on my list.
It just means you've got bad taste.
Oh,
literally.
Literally.
All right, so I'm getting the list out.
Absolutely. I will die on the hill.
Okay.
These
all
worst candies.
So let's go with our number 5s. I'll kick us off. Let me get my list open. Sorry. Number 5 for me. And then this is not okay. This made number 5 only because it's in everybody's bags at Halloween, and you always were like, "How the fuck did I get all of these?"
Okay, I have a quick question though. Is this like the top worst Halloween candies that we got as trick or treaters, or just because you could just throw candies out in general, like?
No, I mean, no. I'm doing stuff from that I remember as a kid. The candies I loved to get and the candies I hated to get. I don't eat a lot of candy anymore, but I'm going in my mind. That's what I did. So I remember Three Musketeers. That bar makes this list only because think about it. When you would go trick or treating, you would have about 500 of them in your fucking bag.
Look, I'm not gonna say Three Musketeers is great. But there are so many worse candies in the world.
But I don't even like it that much. I don't even like it. I don't even like it that much. Okay, that's the thing. That's fair. So it's that's why I didn't put Milky Way. That's why I didn't put Milky Way on here, because I do like Milky Way bars. I put the Three Musketeers on here.
That's the worst list, Jim. It's okay.
But I think Jim, even though he didn't actually answer your question, he answered your question by saying, yes, these are things that he actually experienced as a kid, as getting them. He's not just listing candies that suck. He's listing things he got that are bad Halloween candy.
Right. Mine is both. Mine's both. So I don't care about the question.
Okay.
Mine is just Tony, literally the 5 words.
And I'm doing that too as well, by the way.
Tony, what's your number 5?
Mine is Laffy Taffy. I fucking hate that shit.
Interesting.
I don't think the flavors are good.
Pull their teeth out shit.
That's bad. Yeah, that's bad.
That's something that makes me get a toothpick or dental floss or brush my teeth.
One of my number 2 on the list does this. My number 2 on the list does this.
It's terrible. I hate it. Even today, someone's like, "Oh, you want a laugh tap?" I'm like, "Yeah."
No. So all
right, not laughing, bitch.
Mike, you're number 5.
My number 5 will probably also be Three Musketeers.
Probably. What you have on there is an option.
I didn't have them listed really in order.
These are first world fine problems.
These are, yes.
No, I mean it's just I like the chocolate bars. I prefer them, but when you bite into a Three Musketeers, it's just this mushy, it's just garbage in it.
Yeah,
but the
nougat's not good.
It's not good.
It's not good.
It's just a mushy garbage consistency.
Let's just say
none of the American chocolate is good. Oh my god! Okay,
wait a minute. Wait, Twix has nougat and Twix, and that's good.
And that's good. Yeah, Twix is good. Three Musketeers, no good.
Right, no, Twix is good. I'm just saying if we're it's not good nougat. Well, American chocolate isn't good chocolate.
No,
European stuff.
Oh my god.
Actually, okay. I will tell you already. I don't eat a lot of candy anymore, but I love a Hershey's milk chocolate bar.
We're not at the best yet.
No, I'm just saying that you're talking about the fact that it's I'm just saying I like that bar. No, that didn't make my Halloween candy list, but I do love a basic milk chocolate Hershey's bar, and that's what I'm saying. It's in
yourself. Ugh.
Oh, wow, it didn't make my Halloween list. I'm just saying that. Okay. All right.
This is the worst. Let's get some more bad stuff.
5, Corey. What's your number 5?
All right. I don't know. This is for me. This is the experience side of things. I hate when I get bubble gum. Bubble gum.
Did they give up?
Are you talking about any bubble gum, or talking about Bubble Yum, the brand?
Bubble Yum bubble.
Yes.
The little bubbles that are wrapped.
The double bubble. Double
bubble. Yes, that too. Fuck that shit. That shit could be so hard; it could crack your teeth. It's dangerous. Because you're
who wants this? I want candy. I don't want gum.
And that shit was left over from last year. Yeah.
Well, it's because it's the cheap candy. They go out and buy a bag for $1.
It's not even sealed either. It's always in those twist wrappers.
It's been sitting out for probably 5 weeks. Yeah.
My feelings on the gum are very conflicted. It needs to be because I don't. Yeah. I don't think you should get gum as candy for Halloween. That's not.
You should get anything that's not chocolate.
No, not really. No.
We'll
But,
get into this conversation.
if it was something good like Big League Chew in a bag or bubble tape,
I would consider it.
then that would be all right. I'll take it.
So,
They spent some money on it.
I will say,
yeah.
I will say that almost made my best candy list. I do like I used to love getting blow pops.
Yeah, really?
Still do, don't you?
You're so fucking basic, dude.
Oh my god! It didn't make the list. It just said it could have made the list. Oh
That's
my
so
god!
basic, dude.
It's not even basic. You just hate it. All right, let's go on. Number 4. Number 4 on the list. I'll kick us off again. Whoppers.
I don't even know what they are, to be honest.
They're terrible
What?
candy.
You never had a Whopper?
I think they're.
That's
Oh no,
not
no,
candy.
no.
That's what I
I'm
think
sorry.
of it
I'm
as.
sorry. I'm sorry. This was wrong. I wrote down. It's Milk Duds. It's Milk Duds. I corrected myself.
Yeah.
It's not Whoppers. It's Milk Duds because
I
that was.
like Milk Duds.
I don't like them at all.
Those can get
small
stuck in your
quantities.
teeth too, though.
I like them in small quantities, like the little fun size thing where it's like 3. I'm like, okay.
That's what I'm
Whoppers,
saying.
though, that's like the weight. Like I think of movie candy when I think of Whoppers.
That's why I said that, but I meant Milk Duds because you get those at Halloween. And Milk Duds for me, I hated at Halloween. I never ate them. I threw them. I threw them out. I never got Whoppers much, but I got Milk Duds, and I always threw them out immediately. Those would be like instant garbage candy.
Yeah.
All right, Tony.
Let's see. Mine are Smarties. Fuck Smarties. That's like eating chalk. Fucking chalk.
There's
No
a
flavor.
time and place for Smarties. It's not Halloween.
There's no time and no place for Smarties ever.
I can't wait. I can't wait to get to our best list.
Ever. They're disgusting.
No, Smarties are there for me too.
On the list, are you number 4?
They can be. So yeah, I'll talk about them now. I'll talk about them now because to me,
flexible list.
Yes, he made a.
I didn't think
a
too hard
live
about the bad ones because I'm like I just don't want them. So, but no, Smarties to me they taste like medicine. I don't like them.
Okay, all right, Corey.
Almond Joy is my number 4.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a good one.
I don't like.
I mean, it's a bad one. I get you. Yeah.
I used to absolutely hate it, but since I've become an adult, like I tolerate coconut, but it's mid tier for me. I wouldn't.
I just don't want it in my candy. I just don't want it as a candy bar. So
Yeah,
like,
gotcha.
fuck this shit.
Almond Joy is like coconut
It's like
and almonds.
It's also
almost healthy.
And it's like one of those things like I see like my grandparents eating. You know, it's
Mhm,
like, I'm an almond boy, Sonny.
All right. Let's see. Number 3, Raisinets. I hate Raisinets, and I hate them, and I hate them as Halloween candy, and I hate them. I hate them in general. I just don't like them. I don't like them at all, and I feel like they shouldn't
if
be
you got a box
there.
of raisins, I'd be like, yeah, that's kind of disappointing. But
No,
Raisinets, at least you get some chocolate.
What are you talking about? Yeah, it's just trying to make it into a Halloween candy. It's not. I'm sorry. You're a fucking raisin. You're not a Halloween candy.
You're a fucking raisin.
So, all right.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Again, hiding health food into like Almond Joy. Almonds, coconut, that's good for you. It's in there. It's in there.
Yeah.
All right. Tony.
Almond Joy would probably make my list if I had it, like, ever. I looked at it and didn't want it ever.
All right.
Tony.
Number 3 for me is Jujubes. Fucking
I
disgusting.
don't know about those. They're okay.
Once again, I don't even know what that is.
You are
It's kind of like a harder to.
Weren't they like a Mike and Ike?
No, Mike and Ike's are good. Jujubes
What's
are like
Jujubes?
they're like these tiny little like gumdrop things, and they're so tough.
Oh yeah. Oh, those are horrible. Now I know
Yeah,
exactly
they're
what you're
horrible.
talking about.
Like the
Yeah.
flavor is like so.
They can be.
Yeah.
They can get stale though. When they get
Yeah.
stale, they're bad. But
I don't
Like
like
maybe
those.
I haven't had fresh Jujubes, but every time I've ever had them, even like as a kid, and I've never
Yeah.
touched it since I was a kid. So
Yeah.
it's just like this sucks, and like, I throw it out. I'd
But
be like,
they
fuck.
start torturing your teeth also.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I've seen a trend with you here. Teeth torturing.
All right. Corey, what's your number 3?
Good and plenty. Like I don't like licorice. So it's like
Wait, you like
I don't need
licorice?
that in my candy.
Didn't we used to always get Twizzlers when we go to the?
That's
Licorice is not
strawberry
licorice. It's
Strawberry
not licorice.
It is licorice. It's strawberry licorice though.
Yeah, licorice flavored stuff I do not like.
Yeah, like actual licorice, black licorice is the actual licorice.
Oh,
This
that's
is my
bad.
number 2, and I want to talk about this. Good and Plenty are fucking bad and plenty. Like that shit is terrible. Whoever invented that candy needs to be fucking fired. Like it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
It's probably dead by now.
Mike, what was yours again?
What number are we on?
3.
3. We didn't get to my 3 yet.
Oh, I skipped you. That's why.
My 3 would be Jolly Ranchers.
Hmm.
Because there's like maybe one variation that's actually tastes good.
Watermelon's good. Grape. I like. Yeah.
That's the Eisenberg ruined Jolly Ranchers for everyone. So
there's a good. I mean, there's a couple good flavors, but I think
to me, Jolly Ranchers are like medicine. Like
I see. Again, that's sort of my reoccurring theme is like once you get like these sort of off fruity things that taste like medicine, I'm just no thanks.
Okay. All right. Let's go to number 2. Number 2, candy apples.
Here's the thing. Like when you guys mentioned that, like that's a good Halloween party thing. I would have never even like imagined someone giving that as like a treat.
I just hate that around the Halloween.
Back in the day, I remember that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. That used to be all about. I mean, like you said, that is a Halloween candy, and that is. I just associate it with Halloween, and so and I hate it. And again, that's another Tony thing where it's kind of your teeth.
It's just terrible on your teeth.
Yeah. And
problem I have with them, and I like candy apples, is that I think it's such a waste because like you lose like the candy coating because like it starts falling off.
Sure.
And then you get the apple, and it's like usually it's a green apple or something like that, and it's like sour.
It's sour. Yeah.
Like I feel like it's the form factor. Like honestly, I think if you cut up apples into slices, put them on sticks, dip them in there, and then dip them in whatever coating or topping.
If you could,
so much more enjoyable.
That might work. Maybe it's the presentation of it. That's
absolutely is the form factor.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Tony, what's your number 2?
Good and Plenty. Like fuck those.
Good and Plenty makes
those. Like honestly, as a kid, I never wanted to be disrespectful, but if I could go back in time and somebody tried to hand me a Good and Plenty, I would slap it out of my hands. Honestly,
be like, it's one of those things where it's like, what's wrong with you? It looks kind of like a Mike and Ike, and I like Mike and Ike, so let's give these a try. And you're like, oh, fuck this. What did I bite into? It's like,
and you're right. The thing is, I remember, like, as a kid, because, like, I think it's, like, they come in, like, pink, white, and, like, black colors or something like that.
I don't think there's black colors. I just remember pink and white.
All right, maybe it's just pink and white. I'm sorry. But I remember,
but the inside's black.
Right. Okay, that's it. That's right. So, like, I remember taking the white one, being like, all right, I'll bite into the white one, and, like, being like, oh, this is disgusting, like, never touch it again. And then, like, I don't know, the next time I did see one, I was like, well, you know what? I never tried the pink. Maybe the pink tastes different. But as the pink, it's like, throw out the box. So, fuck that. It's so deceptive. Fuck that.
All right, Mike.
I'm going to go with Tootsie Rolls.
Oh, yeah.
I love Tootsie Rolls.
I hate Tootsie Rolls.
I hate Tootsie Rolls. It's like, first of all, if you get them, it's like, something really small, first of all, that they're giving you. They're normally giving you 1 or 2, and it's like, really, dude? Secondly, they're literally like, let's take chocolate, make it have the worst like version of chocolate, and like, give it the shitty consistency of taffy. And that's what a Tootsie Roll is.
It's not supposed to be actual chocolate, though. It's chocolate flavored.
Yeah, it does taste like chocolate flavor. It doesn't taste like chocolate. It tastes like chocolate flavor. I hate it. I hate Tootsie Rolls.
I hate them. And I even hate Tootsie Roll Pops because it hides some piece of shit in a lollipop.
Yes, I hate that too. And you know what this kind of reminds me of? I never liked Yoo-Hoo because of the same situation. It almost has that same flavor. Yeah. I never liked that.
It's weird. I didn't like Tootsie Rolls as a kid, but as an adult, actually, I've come around to it a little bit more. And actually, Tootsie Rolls, this is completely random, but it's actually a good packing instrument. So at my work, they do these care packages for like holdings overseas and whatnot. And they say, like, instead of like, if you're going to do something, like, don't get packing peanuts or anything like that, like, put Tootsie Rolls in there because it cushions everything that you're sending to them. And it's something that can carry around and eat. And the thing is, it has like a super high, like, melting temperature. So, like, most climates, you can just carry them around and, like, they won't melt in your pocket.
Are you smuggling things?
Just barely qualifies as a food item.
I can imagine that could, like, hide the dog's scent, too, because of the smell. All right. Tony, I'm sorry, Mike, what's yours?
That was mine.
Oh, that was yours. Corey, what's yours?
Mine is circus peanuts.
Ooh. Oh, right. I forgot about those.
Yeah, I forgot about those.
Completely forgot
I hate
about
those, but the thing is, I don't think I've ever got them as a like Halloween thing, so I forgot.
Yeah,
but I fucking hate those too.
Yeah, they're bad. They're really bad. They're really bad.
I don't know what that is.
And this
time of year, it looks like it should be a marshmallow, but it's not a
fake marshmallow. It's worse than a marshmallow.
You go to bite into it, and it crisps apart.
It crumbles.
Like,
it crumbles.
Yeah. What the hell is that?
It's like, what do you want to be? Do you want to be hard or do you want to be soft? Pick one. Pick one.
Wow. All right, number ones, guys.
The flavor is terrible too. Like,
it's bad.
Good flavor.
Yeah. There's only one candy There's only one candy that can beat that.
Yes.
And it is the chalkiness, the horribleness that is candy.
It's not
fucking
chalky.
Yes.
It's not chalky.
That's also my number one.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Okay, so I gotta beat the candy corn defender here because, like again, there are some like off-brand candy corns that's straight up wax. They just like throw a little honey in there with the wax and mix it up and put some color in, and that is awful.
That is
but
all.
Like Brock's candy corn is really good. I like it.
No, it's really bad. I mean, I tried a lot of these.
I don't know what that is.
The classic brand.
I don't know. I just know that there's candy corn and it's no good.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate that all around.
It's amazing because I do think the majority of the world hates candy corn, and yet they still just keep making.
It's somebody's
eating
eating it.
It's so cheap to produce.
Somebody's eating it.
It's got those Halloween colors on.
Oh,
But the thing is, they keep coming up with these stupid flavors. So, like every year,
I don't need the flavor. I just want the honey flavor. Like I like it's like a honey or.
That's what it's supposed to taste like, honey.
Yeah, it's like that's a honey, I think. Or something
it just gets so crappy in your mouth. It's such bad texture.
And that's the thing I like about it too is the texture.
I don't even like the smell. The smell is like you're like, oh, that smells sad. It smells bad when you smell it. Like it smells like it went bad. It smells like it went bad before you even eat it.
It just feels, looks, and even
then
tastes like something from the 70s.
And it gets all slime. It's like slime in your hands almost. Like it's like, yeah, they're coated, but they have like a texture that I just don't like.
Really?
So it's a waxiness in your hand. All right, so
there's that like film coating on the outer
that's
shell,
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So you got to get through that to get to the good part. It's like, fuck that. That's God, super artificial.
Corey, what could have possibly been your number one?
I'm not a big fan of peanut butter, honestly. So my number
watch
one.
what comes out of your words.
This is going to be controversial, sir. We may have to hang. This call might be over.
It's a Mary Jane.
Oh, okay.
Fuck
okay.
Fuck Mary Janes.
Those are terrible
like,
too.
Yeah, they're
and
bad.
they kill your teeth too.
It's like peanut butter Laffy Taffy.
Yeah, that's bad. It's really bad.
Terrible, and I'm not a fan of that at all.
Because it's really bad.
Laffy Taffy. It's worse. It's terrible peanut brittle.
It's really bad. Yeah. Oh god. It's
Like
chalky. It's another chalky thing that's also like gets stuck in your teeth.
Yeah, it definitely kills your teeth.
Yeah,
it's like stale Laffy Taffy.
And it's not even like it's trying to be sweet as well, but it's not sweet because the peanut butter just takes over.
I wouldn't mind the flavor, it's just the texture and stuff. But that's me. I love peanut butter. So
that's my number one.
I'm getting this list compiled right now. We have 2 for Three Musketeers. We have 2 for Good and Plenty's. We got 3 for Candy Corns. What else?
Candy corn is undisputably
Smarties were 2, right?
Yeah.
And there were 2 Smarties. Yeah.
There were 2 Smarties.
Yeah.
We
both had it.
Mike has 2. So Candy Corn's number 1. We have
Good and Plenty's number 2.
Yeah, Good and Plenty has to be.
Good
that was my
Plenty
number 2.
Is fine for that too. Yes, Plenty. And then Smarties.
I would say so.
3. It has to be Three Musketeers at 4 because that's the only duplicate. And then what's our 5th worst candy? What do we all kind of agree with?
Or
Circus Peanuts.
Yeah. Corey's number 1.
Yeah, Mary Jane. Yeah, that's it.
Because I hate those 2. I didn't make my list, but I didn't think about it because I've only gotten a couple of years and I just stopped thinking about it.
So our consensus list, top 5. Number 5, Mary Jane's. 3 Musketeers, Smarties, Good and Plenty, Candy Corns.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
we just tried a little bit of a different thing this year. If you don't know, last year we did top 5 scary movies. So if you just go back, subtract about 50, or if you go on our timeline, just go back to this
we did it a little early.
October 2017 too.
I think we did it around the teens, October teenish last year. So look back, we did it a little early last year. So
yeah, but you can get our definitive, top 5 scary movie list. We just figured we'd play it up a little bit differently this time.
Yes. All right, that I think is going to wrap up the Moviecast, episode 418. Sorry.
And if you want to know what the best candy is, make sure you tune into the Games Cast.
Yes.
Main event.
And if you've already listened to the Games Cast, then here's the worst.
Yep. Congratulations.
Yes. All right. Thanks for listening. Write us podcast at allcangeek.net. Follow us on Twitter, allcangeek. Like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're watching on there. Thanks.
And thanks for being the switcher, Jim.
Yeah, I did all right. I stayed on you here right at the end for a while. So see you later.